right, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, one of your casters. With me is going to be Dunkstick. We have got another Division A matchup on our hands. Dunning-Krieger Knights on the left versus Tilted Miners on the right. I don't know why. Like I tripped up. Yo, of course I have Bandit Cam. I was just about to say, like, what's up? But did you actually, you know what, really quickly? You have to unmute stream and you have to hear the music. My friend sent me for it. It's just,
oh my God, that's
it's
hilarious.
adorable. Yeah, it's perfect music. But Dunkstick is going to be is going to be with me co-casting this. How are you doing? How was your break?
It was great. I had some pizza rolls. Felt really good.
Ooh.
You know.
So good.
Got some more water, so we're pretty good.
And I already see. By the way, just really quickly, Master Trumpet, thank you for that follow as we were loading in there. And also, hello to everyone in chat. Goki, Kaleo, someone's name is completely black texted. Fox Michael, Alieska, thank you all for coming by and cheering on your favorite teams. Let's get into this just really quick. Map bans, Dunning-Krieger Knights, they won the coin flip. They banned out Dragonshire. Cursed Hollow was banned out by the members of Tilted Miners. Then we had Infernal Shrines being first picked up by the members of Dunning-Krieger Knights. Map number 2 will be on Volskaya. We have got some nice maps on our hands here. We've got a Stukov ban and a Maiev ban. Dunk, where do we go from here in this draft?
So, as usual, this map is the go-to Kerrigan map. So, I think unprecedented levels of aggression are in order. I want to see a Kerrigan followed by a Diablo. If teams are willing to, let's get a double lane soaking Murky in the game.
I love it.
Junkrat is great.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
Bombs, explosions. Michael Bay this stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
The script writes itself when there's explosions.
and that's so true. I mean, if you have explosions, you just have to write words around it or something. But I really like the Junkrat on a map like this because it's a lot of good poke damage into the shrine. It's a lot of good displacement. You can force essentially someone from the back line into your front line and completely disrupt that. And I gotta say, Dunning-Krieger Knights coming out strong with the Hanzo Alexstrasza, getting that very good point control as well as the vision, poke, and mobility from Hanzo.
Hey, do you know what's better than one dragon? 2 dragons.
What if we got 3? That's the big question of the night.
It's too many.
So 3 dragons is too many. All right, now
too many.
Now we know how many dragons you're allowed to draft per team. But we have the Junkrat being picked up by the members of Tilted Miners. Next 2 picks, though, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them maybe pick up their support as well as their tank. I like the idea of the Diablo here is really strong. You could go into the Garrosh for just basically double displacement, and then you could grab your healer in the situation, maybe that Malfurion on top of that.
Yeah, and them having banned a support, this totally reads pick your support right now. And actually, if you're not going to pick a support, Tyrael is an excellent pickup.
I agree.
Because if you end up getting a weaker support now, you already have a second form of shielding or healing. So actually really smooth moves by them because they're like, oh, no, we really want Tyrael for point control or sanctification in these team fights. And then Ragnaros, excellent hero for defending against John Cena or pushing with it. So
that pivot point, yeah.
Yeah, and actually we see it a lot in teams when they utilize the raid boss form of Ragnaros to secure the last few shots on the shrine without having to contest it with any bodies. So really good pickup by them. Yeah,
I really like the, as you said, defense and offense from Rag is extremely powerful here. The Molten Core just offering that poke into the shrine, it's a great pivot point. And then there's some really good setup you can get for that. I'm really curious. Gokiberry, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. You should be drafting. What are you doing here? We are going to be having a Malfurion being banned out on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights, so support choke coming out from them 100%, though we do see that Garrosh being taken away on the side of Tilted Miners. I don't disagree with these bans at all. I think it's really, really strong. They've knocked down a lot of good assets for this map and for these teams, but if you're on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights, I realistically think your solo lane, so you can pick into the Rag, and I was going to say then maybe you grab your tank and then you kind of flex around that. So they're going to grab that Sonya for the solo lane, and Joanna, I've really liked their draft so far. I think it works well on the map. Though at the same time, depending on what healer they get and what they pick up for potentially their solo... No, they're going to need a little bit more wave clear, I do think, maybe on the side of Tilted Miners.
Wave clear? Really? With a Junkrat, Tyrael, and a Ragnaros?
Well,
I think what they're really lacking is like their real blow up potential.
That's true.
Surprisingly, as the months gone by, Lava Wave actually coming back into the spotlight as the go-to ultimate because people like to be able to control the waves, going for a more macro playstyle instead of the micro playstyle. So we'll probably end up seeing that. I think if they take the time right now to pick up either like a Tychus, like the Odin, would be excellent here. He has a moderate amount of AoE clear, but while having an extremely high amount of damage for single target. Healer wise, I think we see like a Rhaegar. I don't think Uther does it here. Oh,
okay. Now that's
okay.
So I was thinking the Lucio for the 4-man rotation, and the other reason I was thinking wave clear is because the Junkrat does have decent wave clear, but if you're gonna have the Raggan top lane, which I'm assuming typically, but I think it's actually gonna be the Tyrael at this time. I think it will be Tyrael as the solo laner, Junkrat, Ragnaros, Lucio, Diablo for the 4-man rotation between lanes. Will stack up Ragnaros a little bit quicker. Diablo gets a lot more souls. I really like that base from the side of Tilted Miners. Hanzo, Alexstrasza, Sonya, Jaina. We're going to have that Sonya into the solo lane against the Tyrael. So yeah, you are right. I don't think... I was looking at the Ragnaros as a solo lane here. That's why I was like, they need, I think, some wave clear, but I do like the Diablo. A lot of good pinch points for them to get those shadow charges. What do you round this out with? Do you go for like a Gul'dan? Do you go for like a Jaina here on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights?
A mage would be nice here. They have a lot of auto attack damage. Hanzo kind of flips between auto and like spell because of how his bow works. But they are currently lacking that early game wave clear. I don't think Jaina's the answer. Gul'dan is very strong here. Actually, that's actually perfect.
Yeah,
Felix
I agree.
Is absolutely fantastic.
I think the mobility of Phoenix works with the mobility of Hanzo and Alexstrasza. Joanna is just indestructible for 90% of the game. So it's one of those situations that, yeah, there's mobility from all the heroes that need to get away. And then there's the assets for the healer, the tank, and the solo laner. I think both these teams have put together extremely well-rounded drafts. It's just really, it's going to come down to who plays it better, because I realistically think this could be either team's game based on just what we're looking at.
Definitely. And I'm going to have to put the ball on the side of Dunning-Kruger Knights because their composition is just so well-rounded. Meanwhile, on the side of Tilted Miners, they are kind of reliant on these fights going for a long time. And I don't feel like they really have that kind of burst potential until much later in the game.
Sorry, I just really quickly, I wanted to really quickly note, Foxo Michael donated $6.90, and just, the alert didn't go off, and I just really wanted to just say thank you so much for that donation, for the support, as we are getting into this game one.
69 meta money right there, baby.
$6.90. I mean, there's nothing sexual about those two. Now, if it was 69 bits, that's a different story.
69 biddies.
But either way, I mean, we're going to be getting into this game one, and I think the shrine clear is strong for both. The fight is great. I think we're going to be getting into an insanely great matchup, and I think we're going to get some really interesting plays coming out of this game one here. But either way, let's talk about game one as we get into it. Dunning-Krieger Knights on the left here. We will be having Hotaru going to be on the Alexstrasza, Gokiburi going to be on the Hanzo, Apple Eater going to be on that Sonya, Schweck going to be on the Phoenix, and Ralph Stew rounding it out on the Joanna.
Yeah, and dropping the beat over on the side of Tilted Miners, we got Ruktel playing the Lucio, our Wolf on Junkrat, Eiko on Ragnaros, Jace on the Tyrael, and I just fizzed on Diablo.
All right, we're going to be getting into this here, and just looking at level 1 talents, not seeing anything too out of the ordinary popping up. Overall, we're going to be having that Ragdos split off into top lane right away.
Ooh, target practice for the side of Hanzo. Probably going to go towards that long-range Q build that was not so uncommon on this map, so that he can get a lot of damage when the AoE clear on the shrine.
That is true. That is actually that burst kind of onto the shrine a little bit from him, if you can call it that, will be huge for them, as we do have Junkrat getting that repositioning onto Ralph's Stew. Just like, you're a little too close. Let's back you up a bit here. But this will be the rotation already going out into bottom lane. Apple Eater getting chased away, though, out of this lane, as the rest of the team will be rotating down.
So, like I said, the ball is on the court of Tilted Miners, and sure enough, Aiko going Fireball build.
That's Meteor build is, or Meatball build, if you also want to call it. There's a million names I think for it, but that's interesting. I was actually expecting something a little bit different, but I guess still even in the solo lane up against Schweck here, these laning options are just all sort of over the places. We actually have Rag going into the Phoenix in top lane.
Yeah, I experienced this melee into Phoenix. I'm just wow. Anyway, I experienced this melee into Phoenix potential earlier, and I gotta say, it is the worst feeling. That guy is terrifying to deal with as a melee in that lane. We are going to see the first camp go over to the side of Tilted Miners, getting that pressure up there. Meanwhile, slowly Dunning-Kruger Knights, Johanna holding this bush for them, but taking too long. They're going to go ahead and step in. Sonya is alone there. It's almost done. They're going to go ahead and charge in, interrupt the spin. Take the camp, actually. Meanwhile, those bombs just cutting off the competition. Going to go ahead and kill her. There's still a trap right there. No, not going to walk towards it. They realize it's there. Going to walk away. Good moves for the side of Tilted Miners.
And I gotta say, the scouting of that bush, that slowed them down just that couple seconds on the camp that the members of Tilted Miners needed to go ahead, rotate over, get onto that camp. Diablo getting that shadow charge was a huge asset to push the Sonya off the point, make sure that they're off, and you can just zone them away so they can't capture it. But overall, I gotta say, Tilted Miners starting this game strong with that one kill, pushing themselves a little bit further in experience, about a half level-ish, and then they're also going to be grabbing another camp, creating more pressure. Now, this is going to be bottom lane for the first Punisher, so you're going to be grabbing the camp for that top lane, hoping they can time that out to go ahead and push that while they deal with this Punisher, and as long as they delay it out, that Shaman camp will get a lot of value.
I feel like this is the second time today, and I'm pretty sure it is, that we've had a camp be lost because the team didn't put as many cards as they could into clearing it. So good info for teams that are splitting apart and not clearing camps together. Getting them done faster is worth losing these soaks sometimes, because if you sit there on it and they call you out on it, you will lose that camp and the soak.
And, well, potentially a little bit of experience because you just lost your player. But we have an invade currently happening. Condemn out from the Johanna. Actually, the Dragon Form going to be popped by Hotaru there. Overall, though, they're going to be jumping on this point, commanding it, but they want to poke in on the side of Tilted Miners to try and go ahead and get those last 13 skeletal defenders they need, as Diablo does get the charge in here, Dunk, and they're setting themselves up for the fight.
Yeah, and this is definitely the scariest way to take Jace diving in past to finish off that Alexstrasza. Excellent move on his part, using that Eldrin's might to get in. They took that fight kind of scarily. Like I said earlier, you can just have the Fire Lord pop up and finish it once you get to about 25, 30. But they did clear out very, very convincingly. Going to go ahead and get all their soak, actually. So, going to take a level lead.
Yeah, with that talent tier advantage, they can push a little hard. They actually rotate Sonya into the top lane on the side of Dunning-Kruger Knights, and they also have the Ragnaros in response. It actually looks like the Ragnaros is chasing Apple Eater out of there. Apple Eater a little bit low on health, going to have that well for tapping, but the push from that Shaman camp got quite a bit of value. Maybe in the future, Dunning-Kruger Knights will be taking the Punisher in top lane, going to have that already opened up for them, as Apple Eater actually dives onto Eku here. Not getting the kill, but kind of pushing them back a little bit here, as Eku didn't have any really mana to really brawl the Sonya.
Yeah, and this map has been dyed red. Tilted Miners having complete control of all of these camps. Johanna actually sneaking in, going to try and do some stuff here. Junkrat is just getting up. That's a steel trap talent. Wait a second. What is going on here? That is a big chomper.
And that's actually interesting. It could be used, and if I'm looking at this correctly, oh, okay, so it's, okay, I was thinking it's the talent that actually makes it start chasing heroes, but usually that's the combination you see. Honestly, in some situations, I think it's a phenomenal zoning tool. I mean, at least as a silver player, I've been zoned away by it because it's just like, I can't get in because I don't want to get bit, but this is such a pinch point, and it's on a map like this, I think you can really kind of play around that a little bit. We'll see if that works out for them as they start to push in top lane quite a bit with their own Shaman camp, trying to open this up for the next Punisher, which will actually be in the top lane. And also, really quickly to note, Ragnaros did finish the Living Meteor talent at level 1 there. Just stacking up these level 1 questing talents and just getting further and further and getting stronger here. Diablo actually 81 out of the 100 stacks for his souls, getting up there himself.
I really appreciate you prefacing that. As a silver player, it is great.
I mean, I have to, but...
Falling low, actually, Diablo jumping Honor, gonna finish off the Alexstrasza. That is the sweet pickup just before 10s. Now if they get 10s while there's no healer, second one going down, Johanna falling. Schweik actually trying to do as much as he can to get them down, but this is a Lucio healer. He can get them up very easily. This is level 10 advantage. They can really pressure the map now.
Yeah, and I like this, the advantage they have with the 2 dead. Now, these death timers are really low. We already have Hoturo coming back from death. Joanna is going to be, Ralph's actually going to be coming back right away. And it looks like at this point, Gokiburi getting zoned. I don't think, does he know that there's the Diablo lurking in the midst right below? We'll see. There is actually going to be the grab mid-air as Goki is going to be falling here. They get that pick. It's a little bit extra for them on the side of Tilted Miners.
Oh, that is unfortunate for him. And that is the price you pay when you try to be aggressive. That was a 2v1. He did have vision. He just tried to be really cheeky and get some more damage. He's trying to get his target practice up is what he's really trying to do. And that's kind of why that talent is so rough, because sometimes you do have to play this kind of aggressive way that the Hanzo did to get stacks, because he wants to get to the talent reward ASAP so he can really pump out damage here.
So we're actually seeing a huge dive blow up. I'm looking at 10 talents here. We've actually got the Apocalypse, Judgment, Break It Down, Riptire, and Sulfur Smash. So a lot of good setup for single target blow up. And I'm wondering if maybe, Judgment into, Sulfur Smash, you can almost, I think, 100 to 1 as we actually have the dive going in onto one of the members. Sulfur's coming out, and that is Hanzo going to be blown up. As we just discussed, there will be also the Apocalypse on top of that. Purification Salvo coming out in response, not going to be getting the kill they're looking for. There's also the Cleansing Flame trying to just get these members up, healed just fine. Dragon Form going to be dropping down at this time, but Living Meteor chunking out these guys quite a bit.
Yeah, he has been seen and he has been judged. That right there is such an awesome combo, because you can easily see where it's going to be hit, and then the Sulfur Smash having that very small delay. There's such a slow health hero, that's excellent engage on them. That's, oh my god, I can't stress how well they played that any more than I already have.
I was looking at the 10 talents and I was just like, that's terrifying. If they land those two together, anyone who's kind of backline squishy is going to be in a world of pain, and we saw that exactly happen. Now, this Punisher will be working down this top lane fort, going to get the jump onto Joanna, which does have the Iron Skin just fine. Ralph's dude not going to get stunned out. Junkrat Mine going to push them away as they're trying to work this even further down. Going to confirm the fort, but not more than that.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it right there in the back end. Ragnaros used his shifting meteor onto Phoenix, and almost killed him with it using the redirect. Look at how much damage it does. He's actually going to get picked off here. Smash almost hitting. Oh, it would have been so cool to see. Almost baited him in, but because both people are going to be walking away now.
The last second warp right out of there worked out perfectly. Schweck not going to be falling anytime soon. But meanwhile, Sonya going to be rotating around the map, picking up some camps, creating some pressure themselves. Next Punisher will be mid lane, so they're going to probably prioritize that quite soon. But it looks like this will be zoned away. I Just Fizzed is going to be going ahead and grabbing this camp with the help of the team. Doesn't look like they're going to be getting their own camp on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights, as they need to de-push top and just kind of get a little bit more map control, as well as put themselves on even talent tiers at that 13, not too far away, but they don't want to play too far out at this time.
Yeah, and actually, because we have the meatball build coming out of Ragnaros, we are going to see Resilient Flame coming out, which means he's going to have that armor reduction, or armor buff, whenever he gets stun locked. And there are a lot of stuns on the side of DKK. So,
oh yeah. You got Ancient Spear, you've got the Blessed Shield, I mean, even then you've got Hanzo Arrow, and those are just, mentioning a couple of heroics, essentially. Echo gonna get slowed down here. The Condemn gonna be coming out as well. There will be the slow from Ralph. Unstoppable use, but not gonna go any further as the rest of the team is turning around in the response. They do have 13s on the side of DKK. It looks like they're going to go in for the fight. So Fierce Smash going to come out, connect onto 2. There's going to be the Apocalypse that will be not hitting anyone. Riptire going to be coming out. Healing Circle going to be out. Apple Eater not going to be the target. They're trying to take that Riptire down, and they actually get it on the Joanna, but the Unstoppable was used. Looks like they don't get the kill either side.
Yeah, and look at that 40 armor buff. It's only on a 10-second cooldown. He can do so. Wow, Tyrael finishing off Phoenix off the background. Good job, Tyrael. This Angel of Justice, man, he's coming for you.
Yeah, Jace showing us some work on that Tyrael. Definitely pushing in a couple of these heroes in that solo lane. We do have Sonya going up at that time just to make sure the experience isn't missed. Rouse2 going to get charged. Goki-Buri going to be falling a little bit low from that shifting meteor from Ragnaros, as it looks like Rouse2 is zoned away, and they go ahead and open this bottom lane up even more on the side of Tilted Miners.
This Ragnaros is doing so much damage. I know that the meatball build does a lot of damage for like the poke, but like wow, when you have low health heroes like Hanzo and Phoenix who don't really get out of the way unless they use their gap escape, that meteor does a ton of work.
It's also the stacking that he's getting with... Oh, the Break It Down going to be used by the Lucio at this time as they go in. Hotoro going to be jumping into the Dragon form. The Cleansing Flame going to be dropping some healing down and a little bit of damage onto the enemy team. I Just Fizzed is a little bit low here. Going to get the Shadow Charge onto Apple Eater, but they turn around a little bit further. There will be the Self-Fear Smash going on to Swick, and that will be the kill with that shifting Meteor back and forth. Riptire going to be out at this time. Going to be onto Apple Eater, who is extremely low, and that will be the kill. They don't get Echo here, but... Dunk it this time. It looks like they're turning this around as Rouse2 gets thrown out away.
Oh, Jace coming out with that shield just in time to stop the Q from finishing him off. That fight was on a hair's edge.
Oh, yeah.
Every single member except for Diablo just bleeding HP. And, of course, he did die, so he is at 0 stacks or 20 stacks now. But, yeah, wow, that was absolutely insane.
And really quickly, you were mentioning before that fight broke out, the damage off of Living Meteor, and I was saying that there's the stacking. I believe it's the 7 talent,
Yep.
the Molten Power. As you hit heroes, you stack up, but that is going to be the Judgment. We have the Apocalypse on top of it. Otaro going to be actually knocked out by the Concussion Mine, but going to get pulled right back in, I think. That will be also the Purification Salvo coming out. Jace so low, but Rouse2 is just one hit away. Jace is going to be chasing it, actually going to be losing the Tyrael at this time, and they also... Oh my god, they actually got the Joanna. That will the bloodbath between these two teams as we lost the Alex Strauss of the Diablo and the Tyrael. 3v3. Sonya going in a little bit with that spear, but it doesn't look like they're going to be going in for any sort of kill just yet, as 16s are achieved on the side of Tilted Miners.
Yeah, and Goki-Buri only needing 2 more Qs on a Junkrat in order to finish his talent. Oh! The Sulfuris Smash just absolutely dominating that Dragon Brother. Oh my god, Echo, you god.
Oh, that was just dirty. Okay, they're going to be going ahead and grabbing a Frozen Punisher at this time. They'll be working down the mid lane. Now, they've already opened up the gate, so they can go ahead and just work straight into this fort. And Dunk, this is, I got to say, they're starting to get momentum on the side of Dunning-Kruger Knights, but every time they do, it's shut down by that kind of Sophia Smash, or they get a pick in an off lane. How do you come back in this situation? How do you start to get the momentum in your favor?
All I gotta say, man, the Fire Lord is on fire, dude. This guy, you know, his 16 talent with the explosion, he's doing so much work for his team. It's absolutely insane. And this isn't really going to get anything other than a wall, but that 100% opens up the map for his team.
This, yeah, the retreat path is so much longer for the members of Dunning-Kruger Knights as they just concussion mine everything going out from our Wolf here. And the poke damage out from the Ragnaros offers them a nice kind of safe haven to kind of play around. They know that they can't be chased down, though Rouse2 going in here. They want to get this chase, potentially get them as they maybe overextended a little bit. Judgment going to be going in. There's also the Sulfuris Smash into Swick. That will be Phoenix and Tyrael dying at the exact same time, roughly. There'll also be the Riptire coming out from the Junkrat. Dunk, do they get the chase?
Yeah, no, they're going to keep running at them. Like, wow, that...
Oh,
damn, he still got it! Oh my god. The knockback keeping Apple Leader in the match. He's spinning, but he's not getting enough heal. Oh, wait, no, the burst. Not enough. Joanna actually going to be... He just got Fizz. That's the only thing, like, oh my god. The bomb! Oh! This Ragnaros. He's just... Oh my god. This team comp, they're doing so much work with it. From the Judgment to instantly get rid of Phoenix, the APOC combo. Our Wolf just doesn't even care anymore. He knows that this is going to be a dead core right here. Shriek gonna take, look at all this damage coming out from it.
Ooh, that's actually going to be...
target.
Purification Salvo out. They do get to break it down, but they retreat. They are not going to be ending. The death timers are just a little too short, but as you said it already, they have got so much value in their favor on the side of Tilted Miners here. They're going to rotate around the map. Like you can see, there's really no priority cleaning up this bottom lane. Mid lane's pushed up because of catapult pressure now. Top lane's just being pushed up quite a bit. Just over time, they've kept just managing that lane, though they are going to be sending this camp here, and this is the smart play. They know that they can't take a fight this pre-20. Some teams you'll see them like, oh, it's 19 and a half, now we take the fight, they don't have 20. At this point, they're just like, we stay away from them. We're going to have to rotate around their plays and just make sure that whatever they feed us in these lanes, for example, this mid right here, we're just going to have to kind of play it safe. We're going to play, you know, that 1/3 into the lane and then just poke it out and make sure that we're not getting caught out of position here from a rotation.
Yeah, and we do see the improved Judgment ultimate coming out of Tyrael. The Cannonball, the improved Sulfuran Smash, meaning he now slows and has a longer stun on it. So that's going to be huge for their team fight. They need to pick a fight before the Shrine. Like, unfortunately, it's something you have to do. You have to understand they are 20, but there's no mid fort to drag John Cena to.
It's basically your bottom lane is your... I wouldn't say this is like the big last defense because it's not been decided who's got this yet. But at the same time, on the other hand, because you started saying like they got to take a fight, and I'm like, yeah, if you're Tilted Miners, you try and take that fight. You try and, you know, get them out of position here. But it's not the case. They're going to go ahead and just take this 20 advantage. They're going to just put themselves onto this point. Ragnaros is just kind of pushing up the bottom lane as best as he can. Actually going to be grabbing this camp as well. Added pressure. And overall, I think the members of Kruger Knights, they're just going to say, we have to defend this when it comes to us. We're not going to go too far out.
Yeah, and we may even see Ragnaros run mid and take over the mid fort before the fight even starts. For that extra level of just kind of like, no, we're going to win right now.
We actually have Junkrat, I think, rotating into the top. We have Apple Eater trying to get as much experience as possible. I like this play from them. I mean, it's I'm not going to say it's like risky or anything, but it's, you know, they need to do this quick. It's not going to just give them 20, but it'll push them a little bit closer. Maybe they can get a little bit of experience from this lane that's coming in. Jump going to be going over to Ralph Stew. No
concussion. It's important. They are level down, so if they get any kills, then we'll get a lot more experience. Him doing that, the stun coming in, the APOC, Hanzo just stun locked. The kills coming out. Actually flipped him out. He's still alive. John Cena, though. Oh, ending his life. They're trying to do as much as they can. Ragnaros is now available to Molten Core this wave. The drop in the beat coming out. John Cena is sitting on the core, trying to do kill roast. Wow, that fireball. It goes so good at controlling his meteor. He's just wrecking them.
At this point, yeah, that looks like they're starting to work on this core. They're trying to poke at it as best they can. Sonya going to be diving in, as well as Phoenix, but that will be game number 1 going over to Tilted Miners. GG, well played.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic play out of Tilted Miners.
You know, I didn't hit the button quick enough, but either way, yeah, Volsky Industries will be game number 2. I did not update the team score. I'll do that right now. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, really quickly, for anyone who missed it, as this is game 2, the map bans, as we're getting into this, or got into this, Dunning-Kruger Knights won the coin flip. They banned out Dragonshire. Curse Hollow was banned out by Tilted Miners. First map was Infernal Shrines, as we just saw. That was won by Tilted Miners. This is actually their map choice. I didn't want to say their name for a 3rd time, but this is their map choice. It is Volsky Foundry. Dunning-Kruger Knights, though, taking out that Stukov once again. Even on first pick, they just don't want it. They don't want it in the game.
You know what? They don't want it, and they understand how powerful it is on this map. So kudos to them to respond that way. And like I said earlier, it still kind of can be an Alexstrasza map. Basically, once she gets the dragon down on the ground, you don't really want to fight into her team because of how effective her healing becomes. So that may be what they're leaning towards here. It looks like they're talking in all chat, talking about their bans. We are going to see a Garrosh ban. Also, like the king of the corner. Like you don't want to have to walk into Garrosh, but you also want to have to walk onto the point.
That's you don't want to step up, but you don't want to, like, you want to step up, but you don't want to deal with getting tossed into the back lane and getting blown up by whatever they draft in the, whatever they have there. So smart bans coming out from both these teams. First pick. What was first pick for them last time? I can't remember.
I believe they picked up Alexstrasza and
Hanzo. The two dragons.
Yes.
The two dragons. Because actually, I think Aliesko was like, I don't know how I feel about Dunk staring into my soul talking about two dragons. Like, yeah, exactly, just like that.
It is going to be Maiev. Like I was trying to say, the Maiev is really good here. Kind of the same thing, really good about fighting on a point.
Yep.
And post 10 with her arena, it's so disastrous when what you really want to be able to do is like step on and off the point, poking. And then she's like, no, stay, come on, hang out, let's hang out. We throw some blades at you, no big deal.
Now, I don't believe I think it's next week. You can have Maiev ask people to stay, and then Decker Kane can say, for a while and listen. Because I think Decker Kane is available, I believe, next week is 2 weeks? Or am I literally just like that wrong? And he didn't release this week.
He released last week. You're right.
Okay. I was just like, because I was just like, has it been not that much time? And I've just added it like mentally. It's like, it's been a week. Like, I think it's just because I want them in the game.
We are going to see the Thrall, the Junkrat. Junkrat is so good at poking out points, as we saw last game. And Thrall actually has two talents at level 1 that work really well here. He can either go Echo of Elements, play in the off lane, get that stacked up real quick, and then have double lightning, Chain Lightning to throw it at the enemy team. Or he can play Chain Lightning and run with the 4-man squad and really stack it up quick, so he does a ton of damage every time he throws out a Chain Lightning. So honestly, a really good pick here. Also, Earthquake is just so good for fighting the point, or Sundering, depending on which way you want to go. My experience, though, using knockback effects on Maiev tend to be worse than what you think, because I always seem to hit her right as she gets her chain off. So, like, I hit her, and then I come flying with her, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
It's like knockback, like far away, and it's just like, we're going for a ride. Just really quickly, Gravesville, thank you for that host. Welcome, everyone. We are getting into game number 2 here between Dunning-Krieger Knights and Tilted Miners. This is a Nexus Gaming Series Division A matchup, as we do have Dunning-Krieger Knights grabbing the Malfurion Li Ming. I do like the Malfurion into the Maiev. You get that Umbral Bind, you put a root right underneath, and then you have Li Ming just poking in from that backline, getting those resets, as Maiev is hopefully getting the kind of the cleanup, or at least the setup for the Li Ming. Overall, I think it's a strong draft, but they are going to get tank choked out, as they do have the Diablo being taken out, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see a support, maybe even the Alexstrasza being banned away by the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights.
Now, I would actually rather see a tank ban. Continue the tank choke. Once Diablo and Garrosh are banned, really the next tank to go is going to be ETC. They're going to ban Tyrael. They obviously did not like that judgment from last game, so they're just going to stay away from it. A little bit of a respect ban. But there's not really any bad or good tanks, or like there's not really a bad tank per se. But those two are like the standout tanks, especially on this map. Once they're both gone, taking away like the next best tank, like in my opinion, would be ETC. If they go like Muradin or Leoric or Tyrael, a Nubrak's not a bad choice against any of those. So like, you don't necessarily have to continue the support ban, because they kind of choked themselves a little bit.
The one thing you said Muradin, and that popped in my head. I really like the Muradin. I think he brawls well on this map. I think he's got a good engage, disengage. Fox Michael, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate that. The other thing too is if Maiev gets in there with the Umbral Bind, you can land that Stormbolt. You've just shut down Umbral Bind, and you no longer have that threat, that kind of stay and come with me. So they're gonna grab the Lucio and the Blaze. Blaze for the solo lane. Yeah, probably for the solo lane, because I was going to be like, you could run the Thrall with Echoed Elements, and it's something that I've seen here and there, but I really still like the Crash Lightning four-member rotation between mid and top. Throw that Blaze into bottom, they can get the quick rotation with the Conveyor Belt. I think that's so far a really strong draft on the side of Tilted Miners. Dunk, how do you round out the draft on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights? What do you need to fill here?
I think 100% they take ETC here. He's super good at interrupting all of the abilities on the side of Tilted Miners. He pairs really well with Malfurion, because you can root right under his stun, and then the Umbral Bind comes out. It makes it really easy for him to just like pull people away. Mosh Pit on top of like a 3-man bind would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Warden's Cage and Mosh Pit. I mean, there's
he gets Prog Rock at level 1,
Mhm.
and compared to like if you pair it with like a Tranquility or even Twilight Dream, but he brings that like extra bit of sustain that kind of like a Tyrael would once he gets stacks. I wasn't
expecting this.
Jaw dropped. I'm like, it's not what I was expecting.
The Varian, I'm all right with the Varian here. I think that it's a great option. I think Taunt, even Colossal Smash can be huge for them. The Diva is the thing that I'm just like, and I can make an argument. Nuclear option. You basically you root, you taunt, you Umbral Bind. You keep people in that nuclear explosion, and you get that huge blow up onto even just one single target. Because we talked about this earlier. Even getting a kill on one single person, you utilize a couple of those aspects. Taunts on 16 seconds. I mean, you've got roots off. Whatever. You get that one blow up, you've controlled the point because no one's going to try and 4v5 that point. But there's going to be the Murden, I think, to shut down a lot of that kind of setup that they're looking for on the side of Dunning-Krieger Knights.
Yeah, and we already talked about how good he can be against the Maiev.
Mm-hmm.
Really important, if he does decide to go the nuclear option, it's kind of awful for Diva because she cannot put up a new mech until her old one is destroyed.
True.
So if they decide to play under the nuclear option because they do have more time to get on her before the bomb goes off, she could very well be spelling her own demise because it is a Lucio, it is a Thrall. Earthquake in the speed boost, like that could very easily be like disastrous for her. That being said, the Diva damage reduction, like on top of the point, like is going to be insane because she can basically just nerf all the damage they're taking, and then like leaving Maiev, like once the combo gets like once a reset happens, it's just going to be game over for the side of Tilted Miners. But I will say, draft-wise overall, I'm going to have to give it to the side of Tilted Miners. Their amount of poke, their amount of control they have, comparatively, I feel like they have the answers for everything. So,
well, we'll find out here as we get into game number 2 between Dunning-Krieger Knights and Tilted Miners. On the left, we're going to be having Dunning-Krieger Knights with Hotaru on the Malfurion, Apple Eater going to be on the Diva, Gokiburi going to be on the Alexstrasza. That is not even the right hero at all. On the Maiev, Ralph Stu going to be on the Varian, and Schweck going to be on that Li Ming.
Yeah, and on the right side, it is Tilted Miners playing on the red team. Murden being played by Jace, R-Wolf on the Junkrat, Rucktail on the Lucio, Echo on Thrall, and I just fizzed on Blaze.
Oh, please don't do that on stream. All right, let's get into this as we do have the 5 members meeting up in mid. They'll start to battle this out. I like what they're doing already with the Junkrat, just kind of in that rotational kind of pinch point, just putting down a couple items, making sure they also have that vision to see maybe who's kind of going in and out of the lanes, as we already have the Maiev in the bottom. I just Fizz is going to be rotating down there to go ahead and get the clear on, or at least match into that. But Diva going to be going into the top lane here, so different laning matchups than expected, at least on my end. We'll see as these kind of shape out here in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and don't really see too much Varian, but we are going to see the Lion's Maw. Once he hits 30 heroes with it, it will slow and it'll slow for 50% and have an increased duration, which will be pretty big when his team's trying to chase down his opponents. We honestly don't see a lot of Nyash's Memento anymore ever since they changed it. Not going to be stacking her own grind talent.
It's interesting. Out of the games that I've had from week to week, I've actually had a lot more Bonds of Justice at level 1. That questing talent to hit multiple members. That's what I've seen the most. This is actually one of the first times I've seen Naisha's Memento here. Outside of like HCC.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is once you get it, and when you're in the middle of a team fight, and it goes off, you instantly reset it, because you only have to hit 2 heroes with Phantom Knives to reset the cooldown. So she pretty much just maintains her auto attacks bouncing for full damage to the enemy. But Gokiburi is actually taking a lot of damage. Blaze unfortunately has his self heal and does a lot of AoE, so he can clear the wave while DPSing his opponent.
And it looks like we
This
actually...
Thrall, though.
Yeah, this...
Like, I absolutely love this pressure because he's getting all those early stacks of Crash Lightning.
And that's actually the same player that was on the Ragnaros. I'm blanking on the hero name. So Echo, same player, going to be stacking up quite quickly, at least trying to, because, well, as we saw in the last game, once Echo got those stacks on, Ragnaros was quite the person to deal with, as we do have a little bit of a brawl breaking out here. Lucio going to get rooted. We're also going to be having the Thrall getting taunted and rooted as well. Some damage reduction coming out from Apple Eater. There will be the Umbral Bind onto 2. Not going to be getting the kill they're looking for here, as they just got healed up by the Lucio fairly easily.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit of miscommunication. Might have got there a little late, but did hit an excellent Emerald Bind. I feel if D.Va had stayed a little bit longer, converting 2 kills right before the Shrine spawns is absolutely monstrous for them. But they are just going to go ahead and keep soaking, trying to keep up with the side of Tilted Miners. They do have a small lead, actually. It does look like it's about evened out now.
It's about even as they actually get the stun and chase onto Hotaru. There will be the follow-up Stormbolt from Jace there. Though with all that, you know, kind of all that fight back and forth, just a couple stacks on the Junkrat as well as the Thrall. Like, they're really not pushing into us, I think, as hard as they want to. D.Va going to go ahead and use the self-destruct. That will be a nice zone. A little early, but either way, I mean, she still has the mech to come down and go ahead and get some more damage reduction as they go ahead and they keep fighting this. And Dunk, who comes out on top?
You know, it's a lot of damage going back with a 3-man root coming out. Umbral Bind hitting three members, not going to be able to cut anyone off. Lucio's actually pretty deep in, trying to make sure he doesn't die. Leeming almost has a reset. Haruo is trying to keep every member up. 2-man root once again. Taunt on the Blaze. He is going to fall. The reset is there. They are going to finish off Maev, though. Everyone is so low. Maev doesn't have her mech. Or, sorry, D.Va doesn't have her mech, though. Unfortunately, not quite level 7. If they were managed to get level 7 with the Cataclysm, that would have been disastrous for the side of Tilted Miners.
And that was a huge play for them. That is such a huge play for them. At this point, they're going to be able to get onto this point. But either way, they're going to rotate out here. I think they can go ahead. They can clear the top. They can regroup in this mid lane. And I think they're going to be able to jump onto this.
Them having to start on the Shrine, they can afford to lose that fight because now they're 7. All their abilities are up. They got their 7 talents. This is now like their point to lose because they move up on it and just keep going. Nuclear option is about to be available.
Oh. Taunt gonna go out. We do currently have the D.Va mech gonna be full. They're gonna go ahead and pop the explosion, but that will be the Maya falling at this time. That is going to be I just fizzled not gonna be getting out of there alive. Jace gonna be diving in. Hotaru going to be a little bit low, gonna get some self-healing as Apple Eater, gonna get some damage reduction. Roustu trying to get onto this point, gonna get the taunt onto the Junkrat, but so many of the members are so low on the side of Dunn-Krieger Knights that I don't think that they can really defend this. They're gonna have to give over this first Triglav Protector as they lose their Malfurion and the D.Va mech.
Yeah, unfortunately, Maev went really deep alone. I mean, you can't do that before your team manages to soften them up or like kind of go in. She went in a little early and no one was able to capitalize anything she did. She hit like a 4-man Umbral Binds, but she had to use her passive trait for saving herself really early, and it didn't really help her at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be them losing those couple members right before, and so at this point, we do have the D.Va in that bottom lane soloing into the Blaze, trying to just get that extra experience. We have Maev in the mid, trying to do the exact same thing, while they have this 3-member defense in top lane. Triglav Protector going to be falling, but I really like the play they did on the side of Tilted Miners, and I note this every time I cast this map, but unless maybe you're a new person to my channel, welcome, hi, thank you for coming by. It's like the one thing I always just want to note is that it's really, really important that when you get this first Triglav Protector, at least in my opinion, you open up that top lane. You at least take out the well. You take out the gate. You make that retreat path a lot more harder for the enemy team, because the fact that the next point will be top lane. If they don't have that well for sustain, it's harder to fight over that, as well as it gets you more experience and it kind of gets you set up for the next objective here in about 2 minutes actually.
Yeah, typically with that first trade log, you're not looking to take a fort. You want to clear out the mid wall, maybe the fountain, and then the top wall and the top fountain. That is like a win in your book because it opens up so much of the map to you. if they want to go tap and heal, they're now missing. They now have to travel halfway across the map to do it, or go ahead and back. And anytime you can force the enemy team to back out of the lanes while you get to stay, that is a win in anyone's book.
That's so true. And you're getting yourself set. You're getting the map set. You're setting the stage essentially. But speaking of that, these teams are going to be rotating around. We do have the support camp being picked up by the members of Tilted Miners. They're going to go ahead and work on their siege camp. Looks like the members of Dun and Kruger Knights, they will be achieving 10 themselves. Just looking at some of these.
I want to let you know it is a haymaker. The playmaker is home, baby.
Okay. All right. We're gonna have haymaker making some plays. God, now I'm just like.
You know what that is? It's to get rid of the Diva mech. That is 100%.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Nah, that ability is now worthless.
That's so true, and it's not the longest cooldown too, is it? It's 40 seconds on the cooldown, so
seconds. You can actually hit it towards the enemy team and still do the 511 damage to them.
Right, because
you don't even necessarily waste the damage component of it.
And I actually have seen. I think I've actually casted maybe a haymaker that maybe it was one of those just one of those great moments that you see in Here's the Storm on YouTube. Where someone actually like punched someone else into another hero and got the kill with a full, it was like a friendly kill essentially. But we actually get a little bit of a push here in mid. Junkrat getting that push back onto Rousty. We do have Li Ming utilizing the Disintegrate to try and just push these members back. Apple Eater not going to be using the medic. I thought there was going to, actually a taunt going to be going out. That will be a huge root as well. Murden going to be jumping in. And they actually won't get the knockback. Blaze Bunker going to be coming out as there's also going to be a Sunder on top of the Maev's Warden's Cage. They actually lose the Maev in the situation. Bunker going to be just ending at this time. Protection status, by the way, on Ralph's You get the taunt onto Echo, but that will be Malfurion falling at this time. Jace going to be a little bit low. Rotating into that backline, gonna proc the third win, gonna get that extra healing and come right back into this mid lane trying to push on this fort. Actually, they're gonna go for even more than that and dunk.
Yeah, no, didn't get the knockback on it, but Diva didn't use it in a place where it was gonna get a lot of value. If she wanted to get a lot of value on it, she needed to launch it forward using her dash ability, but she just placed it still. All of the members of Tilted Miner got away from it. Murden went in for the knockback, but just wasn't fast enough. But it's Murden. He's so tanky. He has all the health. He doesn't really care about taking all that damage. But absolutely a great fight on their end. Controlling it pretty much all the way through. We do see a Sunder. I actually thought that I saw Earthquake. I didn't realize it was Sunder. So really good ability to interrupt, like Disintegrate, to capitalize on Diva once she comes out of the mech too. So this is actually, I love this right here. Push the top shrine. They're showing on the other side of the map. Push this top fort, while you're getting it. Now you just opened up a keep. And you don't have to travel to it. And they're still going. They're still going. They can see 3 members still showing. They're still going. They're going to go ahead and hit this wall. And that's great.
I gotta say, like, it's huge for them to make this play, as you're kind of calling out. Now, they did back the entire team, as this was a bigger threat. But here's the thing: they got all they wanted. They got the two, the 2 towers in the gate. Like, and guess what? Guess who's coming down the lane with a Triglav for the friendly team? It's Blaze. Like, hey guys, we took out the wall. Let's go ahead. We're gonna throw our throw in here and just work down this keep. As Hotaro is getting caught there for a second, the dash was about to happen, but it's not going to be doing the damage. Went on to Ralph's too, but had that protection status. Apple Eater a little bit low, does have the Diva mech nuclear option available, as we do have the mech diving into the backline, still working on the keep and just poking under a couple of these heroes. Overall, I think this is going to be the keep falling. Maev trying to get into this backline. That will be the Warden's Cage. That will be also the Junkrat Concussion Mine. The Maev is all by themselves, going to use the Vault of the Warden. There will be also the bunker that comes down, but Maev going to be falling at this time. Apple Eater doesn't have any sort of bomb ready, so they will be losing their mech. Actually, no. That will be the Junkrat Riptire going to be onto Ralph's too, but have that protection status. They are diving in here. They get the keep. But they're starting to fall a little bit low as they actually use the break it down and continue to fight further. They get the kill onto Li Ming. Looks like Varian might be the next one to fall. And do they go for the core dunk?
That's 4 people dead. They're on the core already, basically. It is a Lucio healing, so it's a lot of good AoE healing. 4 members completely topped off. I don't see why, even if they don't take it here, they get permanent damage here. That is true. The spread volley coming out, doing a ton of damage. It's now at 80% HP. Still 5 seconds to Li Ming. They're gonna go ahead and try to burn it down. 60%. 5 members of them on this core. Maev trying to go in and do damage. actually uses her flip. Not going to try and get anything off with it. They do get the kill on Junkrat, but it is going to be the core. GG, Tilted Miners taking game 2 in 12 minutes and 14 seconds.